Hello everybody, welcome to Short Shot Archery. Anthony here, and in this video I am going to talk about the Perfect Balance weight system by Hoyt. So when you buy a Formula XD, you get two 1 ounce weights and 3 screws. You get one really long screw and then 2 screws that are the same size. That way you can either put 1 ounce weight, one 1 ounce weight on the top and or bottom of your bow, one on the top, one on the bottom, or 2 together on the top or the bottom. So in this video, I'm going to test this out. I have yet to test this out. We're all nicely sealed up still. But I will be putting these into my Formula XD riser with the new Axia limbs and seeing how the weights affect the feel of the bow, how the bow comes out of my hand and things like that. The first shot we'll do will be with no weights at all, how I've been shooting it now for several weeks, just so you guys can get an idea on how the bow reacts for me. How are we going to do this little test? First, I need to de-string the bow, because it's going to be a whole lot easier to put them in with the bow de-strung, especially since I need to screw those screws into the riser so the weights don't bounce all around. To do that, we're going to be breaking out the handy dandy Short Shot Archery adjustable stringer, available on shortshotarchery.com. We'll be de-stringing the bow, putting those in. Before we actually put them in though, I'm probably going to shoot the bow without any weights, just so you guys can get an idea on how it shoots and how it reacts for me. And then from there we'll be adding weights for each shot, or for every couple of shots, to see how it changes the feel of the bow, how the bow shoots, things like that. Of course, these are going to differ a little bit per person, but you should get a pretty good idea on if this little weight system is going to be helpful for you or not. It comes with the bow, so it's not like it's an additional charge that you have to buy after the fact. Alright, so this is a shot with no added Perfect Balance weights here. This is what I've been shooting for weeks now. Alright, not a terrible shot, but overall you can see how the bow moved. Doesn't really move too much. Balance-wise too, this is probably something pretty good to point out. Balance-wise, we're sitting about there. Again, you're going to be able to play with some of this stuff because you can mess with your dampeners and stuff. I think the big deal behind these weights is just the overall balance at full draw on your bow, and then depending on where you put the weights to, you may have some effect on how the bow goes forward. But we're going to see, because I have not experienced this either, so we're going to be doing this the first time together. So let me get this de-strung, and then I'll let you know which pocket we start out in. Okay, so I just added a 1 ounce weight to the top. There is nothing on the bottom, so we are top heavy now. Let's see how it goes. Oh, that took a little long. But definitely changed. Not so much. I really don't feel like it changed that much of the bow coming out of my hand. It probably did that a little bit slower. The big change was actually in just being set up at full draw. That's why I took longer to shoot, because you get a really nice. It just feels more solid. Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing long term. That was just a single shot, but you can feel, you just get a much more solid feel right at full draw. It just feels like it wants to just sit there more, which is kind of nice. Again, we got to play with some more weights and go with that. So maybe 2 on the top will be too much. Well, we're gonna see. I guess we'll add 2 to the top next time. Keep with this trend, and then we'll go 1 and 1, and then 2 on the bottom, and then go back to 0 at the end, just to kind of get the whole the full circuit. All right, now we have 2 ounces up top, so 2 1-ounce weights. That's basically all that fits too. I don't think Hoyt wants you having more than that. Also, I don't know if there's really clearance between the riser and the limb if you have more than 2 ounces. Plus, you would also need a different bolt to bolt it into the bow, and you got a whole adventure going on there. But let's see how this goes. Oh, all right. You can. It definitely does change the balance of the riser and how it all just sits in your hand, especially at full draw. It's not bad. I think for me, having 2 ounces up top seems a little top heavy. I'm kind of intrigued on having an ounce on top and an ounce on the bottom, and see how that goes, because that might actually be something I would run year round. Well, we'll have to see, and a longer period of testing, not just pull one arrow out, shoot one arrow, see how it goes. But this is giving me some ideas. So let's go and take these out of the top. Then we'll put 1 in the bottom, and we'll try it with 1 in the bottom. And now we have 1 ounce on the bottom. All right. Personally, I think the 1 ounce on the bottom is nicer than the 1 or 2 ounces on the top. Again, that was just one shot, but I don't feel, well, of course we're not top heavy now because there's more weight on the bottom, but it feels nicer having the weight down here than it did having the weight up here. We'll add 2 ounces to the bottom now and see how that goes. 2 ounces in the bottom. Let's see how it goes. All right, you definitely notice the 2 ounces in the bottom more than the 2 ounces in top. At least I do. We're actually going to shoot a second one. It's kind of nice having 2 down there. Let's go and do 1 and 1. 1 in the top, 1 in the bottom, and then after that we'll go to none again and see if there was one I preferred maybe a little bit more. That was pretty good though. 2 ounces in the bottom was pretty good. All right, 1 ounce up top, 1 ounce on the bottom. Let's see how it goes. Now that's a tough one for me, honestly. 1 and 1 is pretty nice. I'm not sure if it's better than 2 at the bottom, but 1 and 1 is pretty nice. Got 2 arrows left. Let's shoot another one with 1 and 1. So what I'm looking for here is, this is the perfect balance weight system. It's not so much about what the arrow's doing down there. It's about, for me, when you get to full draw, are things, staying balanced? yes, your stabilizers are supposed to do some of that, but if you can get extra help by adding weights to your riser, that's, the more the merrier. That's just it's the cherry on top. So I'm trying to figure out, what weight setup is going to be more beneficial to how I, hold my bow, and does it allow me to make, more consistent, relaxed shots. And so right now I am kind of torn between the 2 ounces in the bottom or 1 and 1. It's not bad at all. Okay, so we're gonna try it now with none again. Let's go back to where we've been shooting, the setup we've been shooting now for weeks. Let's go back to no weights in the riser and see how it goes. We got one more arrow, and then after that I'll give you my thoughts on how I would go about kind of deciding if this is something you want to do or not, because it's optional. They're sending you the weights when you buy a Formula XD riser, and you can go about customizing it and how it feels for you, how you like. Back to square one. No weights at all added. 0 and 0. Still pretty good without any weights. Right off the bat, I would say adding 1 and 1 just felt like a more stable version of 0 and 0. But again, maybe you're holding a little more steady because you've got just more weight there, so you can't really afford to be like moving around, because you're gonna be burning energy and then wearing yourself out. So that's something long term. 2 on the bottom, 2 ounces on the bottom, is definitely a different feel than 0 and 0. This is how I personally would go about trying this out in the future. Now, I shot 1, maybe 2 arrows for every setting. That's not a lot, but it's enough that I would cherry pick out the ones that I liked. I've been shooting 0 and 0. I could go to 1 and 1 or 2 on the bottom. Try each of those setups for maybe like a week. Kind of keep track of scores and things like that, because if you're holding steadier at full draw, you should be shooting slightly tighter groups, because it's allowing you to aim and expand and do all the things you're supposed to do when you shoot a nice shot. You should be able to do them better. And you're going to want to do this over some period of time, probably at least a week. It's going to depend on how much you shoot, because you're going to want to see if it is just like a honeymoon period where, oh, everything's so great, I changed this thing, oh, I have figured out Olympic recurve archery, and then boom, oh wait, what happened? It's a disaster. You don't you want to take the time when you make a change. You want to take the time to actually see how it goes. Personally, I didn't put the weights on right away until making this video. Why? Because I wanted to get a good feel on how this bow shoots with nothing extra. Basically, the setup that it's at is the exact same setup as my Formula XI. It does not shoot the exact same as the Formula XI, but I didn't add anything extra to it besides, what the extra bells and whistles and other adjustments and things that came with this bow. I didn't play with any of them yet, because I wanted to try to get a good feel of it. And now I can go and slowly add these in, like the weights, string tension. I did that on the XI. That's basically the same, but you have the 360 dampener now. That definitely changes things up, makes this bow way more quiet. The Axia limbs, they're definitely better with left to right stuff. if you still shoot a bad shot, it's still going to be a bad shot. But you can definitely feel that, it really does want to just go forward and back a little bit better than the older Velos limbs that, you could probably get a little more side to side if you're really, manhandling the bow. So hopefully you liked the video and you enjoyed me testing out the different weight setups on the Formula XD. If you want to pick one up yourself, I'll have links in the description down below. You can find your local Hoyt dealer and get one there. So far, I really highly recommend it. I think the perfect balance weight system is a really good idea, and it's my favorite so far from Hoyt. We'll see what they decide to do in the future, but I hope they keep this one around because I like the concept and how easy they are to just put into the riser. You don't have to worry about them going anywhere. You get a nice screw. They're not sitting on the outside. Pretty clean look overall. Not bad. So with that, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And as always, happy shooting.